to our great TV team because behind us there's an enormous screen here. For those watching on TV, you've seen it, but I'm going to describe it for the radio audience. And what our TV team does, Jovante and the team over on the TV side, they do such a good job because, like, they'll update it at times based on conversations we're having with, like, big pictures of whether it's people or teams or whatever it is. So
Whatever's
the TV audience can have the visual. So they updated it previously, and I'm glad it's still up for this conversation, with an enormous, monstrous still shot of Trey Hendrickson in his Bengals uniform. And they did it while Smalls was talking, and Smalls thought Trey Hendrickson was about to sack her. It actually looks like he's coming after Smalls right now. That Trey Hendrickson is so mad at the Bengals that he's just going to sack anyone, and Smalls is in his way.
They changed it, and it's this huge man running right towards me with his arms out like he's going to take me down and potentially take my life. I was mid-sentence. I'm like, oh, my God.
That was not the sneaky big news I was going to bring up here. The sneaky big news was out of nowhere. Drew Dalman, he's a player that was on the Chicago Bears last year. There was a big free agent signing coming over from Atlanta. Retired. He's their center at age 27 years old, okay? So, obviously, you hope he's okay. Anybody that retires from anything at 27, you just hope they're okay. So I'm not going to comment. None of us are going to comment on what the reasoning is. He decides to retire. We hope the best for him. And we talk about what we do know about, which is that what was the reason, one of the reasons, Kevin Clark, that the Bears were so good last year? That they were able to protect Caleb Williams. Are you nervous now as we take a look at the Chicago Bears, who many people have Super Bowl aspirations for, that this could impact the protection around the guy that they're building the team around?
Yeah, this is massive. Like, I don't know how else to put it. It's not even. If you follow the NFL, we're calling it sneaky big news because it's a center, but this is huge news because I thought this time last year, me and Dominic Foxworth and a bunch of other people were starting to talk about the Bears as a team that was going to win a bunch of games and win the division, definitely make the playoffs. And the case there was very easy. It was Ben Johnson, but then it was Ben Johnson with an offensive line. And we saw what that looked like in Detroit when he had all the time in the world to run his trick plays, all the time in the world to get the quarterback comfortable back there. And that was because they had Drew Dalman. They brought in Joe Tooney. They retooled every spot on the offensive line, essentially. And all of a sudden, Caleb Williams was like a better quarterback, a different quarterback. You're now saying, I mean, I saw a report yesterday that the Bears were sniffing around Tyler Linderbaum. And that's really expensive, and it changes your outlook.
That's the center for the Ravens who protected Lamar, who they would have to now spend a ton of money to bring in because everyone's trying to get like the most obvious statement in the world, everyone's trying to get people to protect their quarterbacks. Go ahead, Kevin.
And I'm trying to think, if you're doing, like, scouts talk about Jenga pieces a lot, where what guy can you not take out? Caleb Williams is obviously number one. I'd say one of those guys on the offensive line would be number two. I think that the Drew Dalman leaving is the biggest news the Bears could possibly have, and it's not a good thing. And it's the type of thing, Ev, where when I'm doing my picks in August on who's going to win the division, I'm thinking a lot about Drew Dalman because this changes a lot.
Wow.
You going with the Packers?
Yeah, but like the defensive tackle position is now a premium position. It always has been. But you look at it last year, the last four teams remaining in the NFL last year, conference championship weekend, all four of them had the four best pass rush rates from the defensive tackle position. Getting interior pressure is literally what defines good defenses now. And if you have a downgraded center, you're ill-equipped for that era. That's what you need to know.
Let's put some numbers to quantify how big of a loss this is for the Bears and how it could shift things moving forward. So we know in Caleb Williams' rookie season, he was sacked a league-high 68 times. He was under siege. That dropped to 24 sacks last season. We saw a much improved version of Caleb Williams. Kevin just outlined the investment that they made on the interior of the offensive line, the moves that they went out to make sure that this doesn't happen to Caleb Williams in year two, and you saw it pay dividends. Here's the numbers that you should know. The offensive line ranked number one in pass block win rate at 74%. They were fifth in run block win rate, 74%. Dalman himself had the 8th highest pass block win rate among all interior offensive linemen. This is a massive loss for them. It's a massive loss for Caleb Williams. And
And you're very happy about it.
Well, for a Bears team that had all the momentum in the world to end the season.
You like it as a Packers fan.
They're the team that their season ended early and it felt like they won the Super Bowl. I don't know any other team in the NFL, even the Patriots, who were in the Super Bowl and lost, that has more upside or more positivity heading into next season based on the results of last year than the Chicago Bears. And this is a massive blow to them for a quarterback who took a huge step in year 2, in large part because of this protection.
Yeah, I really want to dive into Caleb now because I think this is the entrance point. Kevin, you study this stuff inside and out. How many quarterbacks could play with, let's call it C or below on average offensive line and still be great in the league? Like Mahomes when he's healthy. Like, give me the list of guys you're like, all right, the offensive line stinks, but he'll figure it out. How many guys are on that list for you?
Well, none of them can win the Super Bowl with the C-plus offensive line. But if you're saying, can they still get you to the playoffs, win the division, it's Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Lamar Jackson. That would be the total list.
Okay,
I don't think any of the young guys are there yet. So
this is to me an interesting way of grading Caleb in year 3. What does the grade of his line and his protection need to be in order for you to feel like Caleb can be a Pro Bowl caliber, all pro caliber quarterback?
B+. I'd say B+. And I also part of it is that he's grown more comfortable. The fatal flaw in Caleb Williams' game is he holds on to the ball too long. So putting him behind,
which contributes to the sacks. I'm glad you said that, because too many times we attribute sacks to just offensive linemen and not the quarterback's decision making as well. Continue.
But what happened last year is he got more comfortable back there and started to use that flaw as a superpower, and he started to be able to use the defense's aggressiveness against them. We saw how many times he was able to roll to his left or his right and still complete a pass. 8-9 seconds into a pass. So I think that, to me, is important, but you still need an offensive line for the quick game stuff, for the in-rhythm stuff. There needs to be Superman and Clark Kent, and you can't get Clark Kent without a good offensive line. So this is massive. I'd go as far to say, guys, this Drew Dalman retirement, I know it's not a sexy name. This is the biggest thing that's happened so far this offseason.
Wow.
Kyler Murray told us he's getting cut.
Okay.
He was the number 1 overall pick in the draft.
That's okay, but I don't think that has not materialized into anything bigger than the Bears losing one of their best players.
John Harbaugh was hired as Giants coach.
Well, a coach is a little different, but still, that doesn't matter for this year. I'm in. I stand by my take. I'm right.
It's a very consequential loss for them.
Thank you, Smalls.
You're welcome.
The most impactful thing that has happened this offseason.
I think so. For 2026, probably.
We will have to revisit that coming up. We also have Hot Mess, which that may have been next.
You slid it away from her.
I didn't mean to. I think it has been proven many times.
I'm not saying you did. I'm